Welcome back to Whole Remnant. I'm Rebecca. Today we will be continuing our series of connecting yoga poses with scripture. Today we're going to be looking at chair pose. Chair pose is typically done standing. You can do some of the versions of the arms sitting, but the idea of chair pose is that you're imitating what it feels like to sit in a chair and you're engaging those muscles when you do it. Usually I come to chair pose when I'm transitioning out of a series of poses into a vinyasa flow, or sometimes as part of my vinyasa flow. So when you're taking chair pose, you want to balance your energy between both of your feet. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair. You can engage through your core muscles. You can take chair pose by sinking down into your knees, lifting your arms up by your ears. You can take chair pose with hands at heart center as well. I'm sure there's a version where you can take airplane arms in chair pose. But the idea is that you're engaging through your quad muscles and your core and working on pushing back through your heels. You can lift your toes to make sure you're not digging through your toes. Some people find this pose challenging, and I can understand why, especially if you're not used to just engaging those muscles on their own. But when I was thinking about connecting chair pose with scripture, I immediately thought about the scripture where Jesus is visiting Mary and Martha. Mary is sitting at Jesus' feet, listening to him, and Martha is racing around the house, doing all the tasks. There's a guest in the house, they need to clean it, they got to prepare the food. And Martha comes to Jesus and says, Mary's just sitting here. I'm doing all this work. When are you going to tell her to help me? And Jesus says, Mary has chosen what is better. And she's sitting at Jesus' feet. Now, Jesus doesn't say that Martha's way is bad, but he says that Mary's way is better. Sitting at Jesus' feet, listening to him, drawing our strength and our energy from him is always the better way. I have a tendency to be Martha, racing around, getting all the things. It's hard for me to be still sometimes. But as I've been on this journey of connecting with my inner self through yoga and connecting with God, I've been finding that it's easier for me to be still. It doesn't mean that it's always easy, but it's just easier than it has been in the past. I do feel more of an inner calm and an inner peace when I am focusing on God now than I used to, and even when things are in turmoil around me, I do feel calmer. Not to say that I'm always perfect, because that doesn't happen, but something that also I was thinking about what the scripture is. In the Psalms, God says, be still and know that I am God. When I think about chair pose, I think about being still in that challenging position and thinking about God, knowing that he is the one in control. When I also think about chair pose, I think about originally asanas or poses in yoga were meant to help practitioners be able to meditate, sit for a long period of time. So you engaged all your muscles, worked out that energy, and then sat. And I think about that a lot. How often do we just sit and listen to God? So I challenge you and myself with this idea of chair pose to sit quietly, choose what is better, and listen to God. Namaste.